If this is your first time here, welcome. And even if it's not your first time here, it's definitely your first time seeing my face on this channel, because I'm finally making a video version of 50 States of Strange. I'm not even going to try to begin to explain how crazy the last couple months have been in general, but my husband gave me an idea to paint while I talk about the weird and macabre in each state, because I have to do something with my hands when I talk. And he suggested painting, and I was like, it's actually a really good idea. I'm also bouncing up and down because I'm sitting on an exercise ball. I don't know why. It feels more comfortable to me for some reason. But the state we're talking about today is Montana. I have been to Montana. It is beautiful. I would like to go there again. And because I'm talking about Montana today, I'm going to be talking about the old Montana State Prison, aka the Montana Territorial Prison. It wasn't really a state yet when it first started being built, but I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about some serial killers and some really weird things, as long as my dogs let me. Okay. Anyway, before I get started, fair warning to everybody, I'm going to be talking about some gruesome things, most likely not suitable for children. You might not want to have them in the room when you listen to 50 States of Strange. There it is. All right. I guess we'll just get right into it. And cue prison. Construction started in 1871, and Montana itself didn't even become a state until 1889. So this prison was housing convicts long before Montana even became a state. It was overcrowded, it had low funding, and overall the living conditions were just downright crap. The prisoners were supposed to follow a code of silence at all times, meaning they weren't even supposed to talk to each other, like, ever. There was no heat or ventilation system, so in the winter it could get down to negative 30 degrees Fahrenheit or up to over 100 degrees in the summer. They were really trying to make prisoner popsicles up in there. To try to keep warm, they would use wood-burning stoves, but the smoke mixed with the fact that there was literally buckets of everyone's feces and bodies that had gone probably months without washing, I can imagine made for the most disgusting air possible. And yeah, obviously it was not a good time. People were getting sick. It was no bueno. And even though they were overcrowded, they only had one doctor. And so this one doctor that was able to see a certain amount of inmates reported that there was over 67 illnesses found in just 21 inmates that he had seen. So to average that, he was basically saying that there were 3 illnesses per prisoner, and this was just in a 6-month period that he had examined them. Finally, in 1890, the prison gets a little bit of a silver lining when Warden Frank Conley steps in. He ends up being there for 31 years, and he puts the prisoners to work instead of just, keeping them locked up inside all the time. He actually gets them involved in building things throughout the city, building onto the prison itself. So he's more into the reform side instead of just straight up punishment. But everyone seemed to like him, and unfortunately, after 31 years, he left, and that did not end very well. When Conley leaves and everything goes to shit, the prisoners end up spending upwards of 22 hours a day in their cells, or longer. After Conley leaves and everything takes a shit, there is times where prisoners start spending upwards of 22 hours a day in their cell, sometimes even longer, and con bosses start to form. So prison guards aren't the only ones keeping score and trying to keep the peace around. Now these con bosses start forming, and of course, a whole bunch of shady stuff goes down. Things are getting covered up, people are getting beat up, killed, you name it. It happened. Riots start happening, the prisoners start protesting, they're trying to get their attention, letting them know that they're obviously not happy with the way things are being run, and nobody's really listening to them. So in 1959, there is a huge riot that breaks out, and it is led by Jerry Miles and Lee Smart. So this riot where they hunker down inside the prison lasts for 36 hours, and then finally the National Guard storms in, and they even fired a bazooka at one of the towers in the prison where Jerry Miles and Lee Smart were at. So it was like a big freaking deal. It was basically like a war broke out in the middle of this city in Montana. And by the way, I totally spaced saying anything about my painting. I'm adding trees. Tall trees, short trees, big trees, small trees, fat trees, skinny trees, you know. Far trees, near trees. I'm freaking Dr. Seuss. I don't know. I figured gloomy Montana Mountain is where it's at since I'm talking about, you know, creepy, weird things in Montana. And I'm just going to channel my inner Bob Ross, I guess. The prison finally retires in 1979, and it becomes a museum, so you can actually go look at it. There's a lot of paranormal investigators who have investigated the prison. The Ghost Adventures crew has. I'm like 95% sure the Destination Fear crew investigated there too. I can't remember, but I really want to go there. I have never gotten to paranormally investigate a prison or like a hospital or asylum. It's always been like really small buildings or like hotels. So I really want to go check it out. I also want to do ghost towns, you know. I want to go everywhere. But this prison has some really interesting paranormal stories, including people who like get physically scratched and stuff. It's pretty crazy. It's a little scary, but you know, I live for the scary. All right, I'm getting serious. I'm honing in on the Bob Ross magic. Oh yeah. Look at my little gloomy tree. You like my gloomy tree? Oh, why did I sound like old Greg? Boom. Oh, she thick now. Ha! Fat bottom girls, you make the rockin' world go round. Wow, this painting is starting to kind of look a little bit happy. I'm going to talk about something not happy. I'm going to talk about some creepy serial killers who have been found either living in Montana or they were from Montana. And to start, I'm going to go big and go with the Unabomber, aka Ted Kaczynski. If you don't know about the Unabomber, I'm pretty sure my brain itself just exploded. All right, if you have not heard of the Unabomber, he was crazy. He, as in the name, created bombs from his house, and he set them off all over the place. He set one off at the Chicago University. He set one off at the California University at Berkeley. He was constantly threatening to blow up airlines. He just loved blowing everything up. And turns out he actually had a cabin that him and his brothers built up in Lincoln, Nebraska. And this is actually where they end up finding like a whole bunch of handwritten journals, descriptions, and experiments on bomb making. They find a live bomb, like ready to go out the door that he was about to send somewhere. And so thankfully they find all this stuff in this cabin and are able to confirm that he is the Unabomber. So yeah. Another serial killer that you may have heard of that has ties to Montana is Edmond Kemper, aka the Coed killer. He's known for killing female college students. He also killed his grandparents. He killed his mom. His mom was very abusive, and his very smart brain developed into something kind of dark and twisted, as it seems to go. And yeah, he actually lived in Montana for a brief time with his mom before he went to California. Of course, I couldn't talk about Montana serial killers without mentioning the Missoula Mauler, Wayne Nance. He was also a nasty dude. He killed couples and individual women. He actually met his demise when he got shot during a home invasion. Thank goodness. He had gotten away with murder for so long, and he finally got what was coming to him. But his reign of terror was between the 70s and 80s. And if you want to look into that, he is another just nasty dude. I swear. What is up with these people? All right, this is looking a little bit too happy, so I need to make it a little bit more creepy. It's the next day. Sorry. I did not stay up late and finish it, but I was looking at this and I definitely need something spookier because it's just not giving me the creep vibes I want. And on top of paranormal sightings, UFO sightings, and all the creepy things that I was looking up in Montana, there was a story about a little ghost girl in Bear Canyon, and she lures specifically women away from campsites or hiking trails that they're on, and nobody knows why, but she leads them away, and then, you know, they get lost or whatever. So I thought that was pretty creepy. And between all the serial killer stuff, I mean, you can't just talk about weird things and have a normal painting. So I'm gonna throw something in there. Okay. I'm gonna put a little bit of blood in it, I think. Maybe do a little creepy trail. I think I might throw that girl in there too, you know? Let's make it extra creepy. Why not? I don't wanna be copyrighted, so here's some music by me over my painting. Man, I should write some jingles for some commercials or something. I threw some blood in there. I think I might... I don't know if I'm gonna add the girl now or not. I mean, I feel like should I? I don't want it to be like too much. Alright, I decided not to put the girl in because I just didn't want to overdo it. I feel like the blood just lets you imagine what happened, you know? And I feel like if I put her in, nah. I'm gonna sign it off for my Montana painting. I don't know how I want to sign it. She is finished. Alright, we are done. I'm sorry. Anyway, so that was our Montana episode. I already know what I'm going to be doing next. In fact, I think I might start filming the next episode tonight. I don't know. I'm feeling extra productive for some reason. But thank you guys for watching. I hope it wasn't too boring. This was the first one, so hopefully they just get better. And next time I might try a little bit more like talk as I paint, but I was afraid that it would like mess up the sound quality because I am filming on my phone. And so a lot of times I literally have to like sit right next to the microphone, but we'll see. Again, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.